So guys, we are already back. We have got the Traxxas Jato, as weird as that is to say. It's what it is, it's what they're calling it, it's what we're going with. Today, we are going to be replacing this stock system. I do have more parts coming, so before we run it, we're going to wait for those parts. But for now, we're going to start stripping it down. I'm going to show you guys how to get it taken apart. No different than any other Traxxas you've seen in the past. So, let's get started with that. Gonna take our receiver box off first because we are gonna have to unplug things, and we are also gonna be putting in a new receiver and radio system in this, just because I really don't care for the stock Traxxas one. And as you guys know, I run Spectrum on everything. So this is going to get that treatment. Especially being I don't want to have to carry around 20 radios, and I'll be able to get about 30 bucks for this radio system, so might as well just get it out. So we gotta pull this antenna through. I gotta pull this one out. And the system, guys, I'm not gonna sell. It is gonna go to my nephew for his /tool drive. He's got an older brush /tool drive, and he's been going through motors like crazy. So we're just gonna give this to him, let him have it. He'll put it to good use and put some beatings on it. So. Like that, these will probably right up, and then I think the radio for it is actually upstairs, but yeah, throw this to the side, get our Spectrum SR215 ready to go in to clean this off. There's our Spectrum SR215. Now the SR215s, you do have to clip these edges off, but on this I'm not gonna, because this will be going in a truck with the way the motor connects on this, guys, is very cool. Too long for me to use, so those will go in our screw kit. Then there is that BL2S ESC, very simple to get out. So next, so I gotta pull this back cover off, and I have not pulled one of these yet with the center brace. Okay, so that is included in the cover. And that is $2.5. These 4x4 trucks, guys, from Traxxas, they're all relatively the same. And it does just have a standard T-bar on there. Kind of cool. Kind of cool. So I do have some things coming for this that will be in a future video, such as this center T-bar upgrade. We are going to do some of the VXL stuff to this, even though the VXL is not out yet. Okay, very cool. They do have in here, has an adjustable motor plate, but for this motor, So I'm not sure what the middle pinion size is. I will look on the motor here. Let's pull this motor out. Let's take a look. It would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. 13 tooth pinion on here. And I would go as far to say as you could probably gear that up some. Take these motor screws out because I am going to still need this plate. Oh, be careful guys when you're doing that. That thing is really, really on there. So then here is your BL2S 3300 kV motor. It's a nice looking motor. I wish they didn't have the holes in it, but it's understandable. It probably helps it keep it cool because of the small system it is. So there's that system out. Now we are going to be installing this massive hobby wing. I'm hoping that should work. Good. So ow. Careful when you're doing that, guys. Get this in. So there we go, the new motor's on there. This is a 5mm shaft. Let's make sure this fits in here alright. Look at that. It's gonna fit perfect. I do have 38 pitch. Pinions coming. Or 32 pitch. 38 or 32, whatever it needs, I got coming. I did look it up, make sure are the correct pinions. Here is system we're mounting in. Kind of looks like I might be able to make that work. So let's get that mounted in. 2.5 and 5 and 3 is. These are socket heads, but they'll work. It's actually what I'm going to use. Instead of button heads, I'm going to use socket heads for this. So that one in. There we go, guys. That's all nice and in there. Let's go ahead. Let's get our receiver going in here. So here is the receiver I'm using. I'm going to kind of clean this out in here. So as I said, you got to trim these for the Spectrum ESCs. So I just come in here with a side cutter. Kind of go like that. That should strip enough away to where you can get it to fit. So this is going to be your steering. So Spectrum's nice. There's steering. Now this one, being Hobbywing, you don't need to trim it. It's already trimmed for you. Here, go to the throttle. Now I'm gonna go grab a battery real quick, and we'll throw it on here and just make sure everything's working, get it bound. So yeah, I'll be right back. So I got everything bound up, guys. Just wanted to show you everything is working. So guys, now keep in mind when you bind a new model to these Spectrums, you want to put your throttle at 150, and your steering you can kind of check out. So how about I'll leave the steering at 100 on this one. I think that's good. If I need to adjust it later, I will. But just keep in mind, you may need to do that on your DX6C or your Spectrum radio. Alright guys, so I got everything in here. It's kind of cleaned up. The wire, this will go over to the battery over here. This will probably end up getting taken down to this instead of coming back here just because of how short they are. But I still need to get this motor in. I'm waiting on pinion gears that are supposed to be coming. So as long as they get here, it won't be a problem. So I'm waiting for them to come from Amazon, and then when they get here, we'll set that up. And then after that, we should be pretty much done with this today. We are not going to run it today just because it's all shitty outside and it's already dark out. Sadly, I didn't have enough time to get this done early enough. But we will be coming back ASAP to run it. So if you do for sure want to see this thing ran, make sure you like and subscribe. I'm not sure if that will be before we get those other upgrades I was mentioning or after. Either way, it will be ran soon, ASAP. I want to see what this thing does in this system. And we're going to put 4S in here. But I think we're going to take care of something with this battery department. So, yeah, be watching for a video on that also. We will be back in a little bit here to get this pinion gear on, get everything back together, get it looking beautiful. And then, yeah. Alright guys, so we have got our truck here, our buggy, sorry. We have got our buggy here. We're getting ready to set the mesh. I got the pinion set where I want it. On the shaft. So with these Traxxas setups like this, one of the secrets to these is if you tighten it, then you can kind of move it, but it won't move on its own. Like right there, maybe right there should be perfect. And then let me tighten it. It is kind of noisy, but that's normal for these. These are usually pretty noisy. So, let's grab my battery's still in here. Got the radio. Let's get this thrown up on a stand. Battery in. Just to make sure everything's kind of jiving correctly. Guys, that's 3S. This thing's absolutely gonna rock. So I'm not gonna do anything quick here. I just want you guys to hear how smooth it actually sounds when it's going now. So that's what you want. You want the gears nice and smooth, not too loose, not too tight. It's got to be just right. So there we go. We're gonna get the thing back on this, the cover, the mount, and then this project here for right now will be done. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Alright guys, so now we got this beautiful power system in here. My next project is going to be figuring out this battery tray and what to do with it. And I already kind of have an idea. I think I'm going to use my XRT and XMAX battery mounts I have that I made a long time ago. And I'm going to put those in here, but I'm going to realign them and get them to fit inside this tray so we don't have to worry about it. And then we'll just drill through the chassis like we would any other RC, and we'll be good to go with that also. So that'll be a future video. That's not going to be today. I don't have time right now to print them and everything and redesign them, so I'm going to have to do that at a later date. But when we come back, our next video we'll be doing battery trays, or a battery tray, sorry, not two, doesn't have dual batteries. A battery tray, some aluminum parts, and then we will be getting this outside to bash. So if you want to see that, make sure you like and you subscribe.